The Almighty Allah, our Creator, Rabbul Alameen, says in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. And I did not create jinn and mankind except that they should worship me, or except to worship me. SubhanAllah, that verse is in Surah Al-Dhariyat. My name is Muhammad. I completed my memorization of the Quran at age 12. During high school, I got average grades, to some even below average. And after completing high school, I got rejected by every college and university that I applied to. Deciding to turn that all around, at 19, I graduated cum laude from an Islamic institution in Cape Town, South Africa, after studying Islamic studies full-time for 1 year. And as of early 2025, I am a computer science major at the University of Cape Town. In case you were wondering who I am and why you might be interested in listening to me, inshallah that introduction can help you figure that out. Bismillah. This video very much ties into the one prior to this, where I spoke about, subhanallah, kind of looking ahead post Ramadan and just understanding that Ramadan is not meant for us to only be Muslim during this month and only engage in ibadah in this month and only stay away from our bad habits and bad deeds in this month. SubhanAllah, it's meant to sort of spiritually uplift us. And so, this reminder is kind of just, SubhanAllah, again, just the verse that I began the video with, that our purpose is to worship Allah. Right, understanding that and understanding the concept of worship implies doing that which is pleasing to Allah and staying away from that which is displeasing to Him or that which He dislikes. SubhanAllah, and as much as I'm seemingly putting pleasing Allah and doing good deeds almost against each other in a sense, SubhanAllah, it very much goes hand in hand. That's the truth about it, because engaging in good deeds with a genuine intention, it really is at the end of the day you engaging in that which is pleasing to Allah. Right? So it very much goes hand in hand. But I think just the message is, subhanallah, for those of us who maybe look at, subhanallah, the day of Qiyamah and look at bad deeds, and think about the scale situation, that we've all heard of the scale on the day of judgment, right? The bad deeds versus the good deeds. But subhanallah, one thing that I think is crucial to also remember, that I don't know that it necessarily works where it's like, subhanallah, for example, you constantly engage in good, right, and then pile up the good deeds, and then you randomly tell yourself, okay, I've done so much good, so if I do a little bit of bad, subhanallah, if anything, it's only going to balance the scales out, right? That's like if you're thinking about these good deeds too literally, because subhanallah, if you approach this life and your spirituality and your relationship with Allah as more of a just trying to please your Creator, I think things change a bit, because then it's not just about, if I do this good deed and if I do this bad deed, subhanallah, then it's sort of equal, right? Because I did one good and one bad. Subhanallah, think about it in context to pleasing your Creator, subhanallah. And I like to give these analogies, like real world analogies, because I think that tends to maybe feel more real and hit home a bit better. But subhanallah, think about doing something think about like interacting with a certain individual in your life. Subhanallah, it almost, it doesn't matter how much good you do. If you do something, if the most recent thing you did was like very bad, very harming to them, something that they disliked so much, they're not going to go back and think, for most of us, let's be honest, we're not going to go back and think, you've done so much good for me, I'm going to look past this thing. Like, the most recent bad thing that you did is going to be the thing playing on the mind, right? So subhanallah, I personally just like to look at it in that same way. It's like, subhanallah, it doesn't, just because you were in a good sort of spiritual state and you were engaging in lots of ibadah, doesn't mean that gives you the right to perform a bad deed and then it's almost like you're okay. Subhanallah, this is nothing sort of how can I say, source based, but sometimes, subhanallah, the way I like to think about I guess my good deeds and bad deeds is that, subhanallah, one bad deed offsets all good deeds. And subhanallah, it's just a psychological way of thinking about sort of the way you sort of interact with your creator and engaging on ibadah and stuff like that. I like to think about it like, it doesn't matter how much good you do, when you do one bad, it sort of topples all the good. And that way, it just, like I said, it's psychological. It just makes it so that you never do bad, man. You know what I'm saying? So, subhanallah, I hope the message is clear. I'm stretching the video like I always do. But subhanallah, don't look at it so much. And subhanallah, being that it's in Ramadan, again, connecting to the previous video, do you really think it's going to be pleasing to Allah for you to be in such a good spiritual state during this month, for you to only, and you already have that almost like knowledge and intention now already that you're going to go back to old ways post Ramadan? You really think that's what is going to please your creator? SubhanAllah, it's just a question, I guess. And SubhanAllah, may Allah guide, protect and assist us with all of our challenges and trials. Inshallah, Allah support us in whatever our endeavors may be, inshallah.